Hello, I'm Ty Mason of the diabetescouncil.com, researcher, writer, and I have type 2 diabetes. I want to emphasize that my perspective is coming from one with type 2 and not type 1. Our channel is primarily for those with type 2 diabetes and pre-diabetes. Today, I want to answer the question, what is the best nut for pre-diabetes? After you watch the video today, I invite you to check out the description box for my new ebook. This is one of the most comprehensive diabetes meal planning books you'll find anywhere. It contains diabetes-friendly meals and recipes for different goals such as 800 to 1800 calories per day meal plans, diabetes meal planning tips and tricks. There are also tons of diabetes-friendly recipes for everyone. Well, if you're a fan of this channel, you already know my answer to this question. Very simply, the walnut. The walnut is on my list of superfoods and may be number one for prediabetes and diabetes. Why? Well, they contain very little carbs, so they don't have a measurable GI, but they are rich in fiber, protein, and can lower the GI of a meal when used as an ingredient, and they make a great snack instead of foods high in saturated fat such as biscuits or cookies. They also contain loads of other beneficial nutrients, vitamin E, folate, manganese, and arginine. They also have tannins and polyphenols. And all of the nuts, they are the highest in good polyunsaturated fats, including omega-6 and omega-3s, which are very important. 30 grams of walnuts, about 20 walnut halves, contain 2 grams of plant omega-3 fat, alpha-linolenic acid, and that meets the suggested daily amount for an adult. Now, omega-3s have an amazing benefit for the heart. They can assist in lowering blood pressure, reduce blood clotting that causes heart attacks. They improve blood vessel flexibility and elasticity. They also have an anti-inflammatory property. If you have prediabetes, diabetes, whatever, boosting omega-3 intake can improve insulin sensitivity and reduce the risk of having prediabetes turn into type 2. If you have diabetes, you can benefit from eating walnuts as well. Not only are these heart-friendly, but they're wonderful as a tasty and convenient snack, and they won't upset blood glucose levels because they have a GL, and if you know me, you also know I always look at the glycemic load of a food. Well, it's 0. Now, there have been several studies that have specifically focused on the effects of adding walnuts to the diets of people with diabetes or diabetes. In epidemiological studies, researchers have found that eating walnuts is correlated with lowering incidence of heart disease in men and women and a lower incidence of diabetes in women. Eating walnuts lowered the presence of incident diabetes, which is diabetic blood sugar levels, by 50% and heart disease risk by 30% in a long-term nutrition intervention published in April of 2015 in the issue of British Journal of Nutrition. Walnuts are just a very calorie and nutrient-dense food that are awesome. A quarter a cup of walnuts provides 165 calories, but 3.8% grams of protein, 3.4 grams of carbohydrates, 16 grams of fat, 1.7 grams of fiber. They're a good source of copper, manganese, vitamins, as well as all the other things we've talked about. Now, they are a little high in calories. However, adding them to your diet may not change your overall calorie intake. A 2015 study in BMJ Open Diabetes Research and Care found that people at risk for diabetes who were told to eat 2 servings a day of walnuts, now that was a 366 calories worth, for 6 months, ended up having better overall diet quality, total and LDL cholesterol, and endothelial function, which is part of having healthy blood pressure, and had no effect on BMI or body fat, meaning there was no significant weight loss or gain. Now, that was true whether or not those participants had received counseling about how to adjust their calorie intake to compensate for the extra calories of walnuts. Now, this has all been backed up by other studies on nuts and walnuts, which have shown that eating nuts doesn't seem to have much effect at all on weight. So, this is a no-brainer for me. Eat more walnuts. Don't forget to check out my new ebook, and please subscribe to our channel for many more videos like this one in the future. I want to thank you so much for watching. I'm Ty Mason.